Good morning, everybody. Today is June 26, 2021. My name is Karen Bodenschatz. I serve as Associate Pastor at First Lutheran Church in Onalaska, Wisconsin, and this is my morning musing on this rather muggy day. We haven't had one of these for a while, so I've been pondering and thinking about all week the story that we heard last Sunday, that is the stilling of the storm. Jesus and his disciples go across the river to the other side, not the river. Sorry, we've been talking a lot about the Mississippi River in my house. Across the lake, the Sea of Galilee, and they, in the midst of that, Jesus is sleeping on a cushion. One of my friends says he brought a pillow, but there's a cushion or a pillow on the boat. The huge storm comes up. The disciples freak out. They wake up Jesus, don't you care? Jesus first takes care of the need of the person, the people, stills the storm, and then turns to them and says, why were you afraid? And so I've been thinking about that story and this moment in Mark that we have, that story is a bit of a transition piece. Because up until this point in Mark, we've had a lot of teaching, a lot of parables. Jesus has been doing a lot of, here's what this is all about kind of stuff. And now we see this shift to miracles. So the first one was last week, the stilling of the storm. And this week, Jesus will be healing two people, Jairus' daughter and the hemorrhaging woman. And so we're going to be seeing a kind of a series of healing stories and of miracles that are happening. And so I've been thinking about this kind of shift in Mark and how it could possibly be a model for our own lives. I think there's, not that we're going to do miracles, I wish, although I got to tell you, I got this mug. I'm going to turn it around so I can hold it so you can see the fun part. I got this mug, I think it was last week. And every morning when I pour my coffee in this mug, this part, it's called the TARDIS, it comes to life. Like it's not there before the coffee. There's like some heat reactive paint or something on there. I think that's every morning it's a little bit of joy and awe because I don't understand the science behind that. It's somewhat miraculous to me. Anyways, but it's not a miracle. It's science, but science is a miracle. We won't go down that rabbit hole. I've been thinking about the teaching and then the doing, and how our lives as disciples are about learning and following, but also about teaching and doing. And how do we do that? How do we accomplish that as we move about this world? And what is it that we're teaching? And how is it that we are bringing peace and healing and justice to people's lives? Our vows as Christians, when we affirm our faith, whether we're in confirmation or we're almost 50, is that we will strive for peace and justice in all the world. That's the last promise that we say. And so how does this shift in Mark help us understand that? To be both learning and following, teaching and doing. And so I was also pondering what Paul says in 2 Corinthians, which I mentioned on Sunday in my sermon. And at this moment in 2 Corinthians, Paul is making an appeal, is reminding them of who he and his compatriots are and what they have done. And he talks about having their hearts wide open to the people of Corinth and hoping that the people of Corinth have their hearts as open as Paul has his. And I really am resonating with that particular image of Paul, especially as I think about this shift in Mark. Because we do this work. We do the learning and the following, the teaching and the doing, all a part of our lives. This is what we do as followers of Jesus. We learn, we follow. we teach, we do. And so our words and our actions are matching up together as much as we can humanly possibly do that. Humanly possibly? As much as it is humanly possible to do that. And we do that with our hearts wide open. But at the end of the day, it really is about the posture of the other person on whether or not what we say and do, what we learn and follow, how that is received. If their hearts are closed, then it's maybe not going to be received as well. If their hearts are wide open, it may be received. Or if it's somewhere in between, we don't know. But that doesn't change our posture in the world. It maybe change our tactics a little bit, but it doesn't change that heart wide open, feet firmly grounded in the gospel posture. And I think that's key as we continue to work on what it means to welcome all people into our faith community. And to be really realistic about some of the resistance, about the difficulty, about the things that we are going to have to do over and over and over again, that we're going to have to learn over and over again how to love someone when we don't agree with them passionately. Like when we're disagreeing with someone so passionately, how do we keep loving them? And I think having our hearts wide open is a really big part of that. And so I don't know what that looks like, except I imagine it means a lot more listening. It means a lot more self-reflection, as I'm perhaps am going to be uncomfortable at what people are saying when I don't agree with them. And I think it's going to take me into some surprising places. I know what one of those are, so I'll share that with you later. But that's what I've been thinking about as I'm thinking about tomorrow and Sunday. That's what's been in my head this week, and I'm really looking forward to what Pastor Stanton preaches on tomorrow, to maybe offer some clarification to what it means to go about this world with a heart wide open. I hope to see you in worship tomorrow. Remember, second worship starts at 10, not 10:30. So worship is at 8 and 10 a.m. indoors, no precautions. So we look forward to seeing you there. Until then, friends, be well, be kind. Remember, Christ is with you.